flying everywhere.
Oh, Lord. All right, y'all. Welcome back to No Crime After Dark, where we have to talk about crime in the daytime because she's scary. I'm hot. I'm going to say this now. They got to come turn my AC on Friday. So excuse me if I just be panting and waving. I'm hot. These locks, I had to put the hat on to keep the hair on my face. There's a lot going on today. That's why y'all got me in a tank top right now. I would recap last week's episode. Can't do that though, because we had some technical difficulties.
I had to pee.
Really bad. I'm gonna say this. Leave in the comments once this video is posted. Leave in the comments if y'all want me to post that video with her just randomly dipping out in the middle of the conversation.
I came back. I don't wash my hands. Came back.
She really had to go. Like, and I
was rocking. I was like, oh God, I'm just.
There were warning signs. I ignored.
It wasn't it. It wasn't it.
But once this is posted, definitely leave in the comments, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Let us know if y'all want me to post it as is. There's only one person that doesn't get an opinion on it, and that's because they already knew about it. But
and of course, he's gonna say yeah.
He's gonna say yes. He's definitely gonna say yes. But I haven't figured out. We barely 2 months in. I was looking at it. This will be our 12th episode. We didn't get the post last week. Last week's would have been 11.
It doesn't feel like that long.
It doesn't. It seemed like we just started 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
We are on this is episode number 12 because episode 11 didn't make it yet. It's coming. I just can't promise when. But I feel like the Lord was trying to tell me something. So once I figure out how to edit, I think I'm gonna take some other stuff out of that video too.
Well, we probably was saying a lot of crap.
I really feel like that was a sign. Like just wait till you figure out how to edit before you post.
You might post that.
Yeah. But today, we don't exactly agree. Today, you can get some different opinions. We are going to be talking about Sally.
YouTube. This might only make it to those other things.
Make it to other things.
The speaker and the Spotify, the TikTok.
No, it's gonna make it to all of it. I'm posting it.
I'm just saying we're gonna.
I feel like we've said some things in some of the previous episodes that should have gotten us in trouble, and it didn't.
So we're just gonna
I feel like as long as we're not cussing like we normally do when we're not recording.
Okay.
I mean, it's gonna come out, but let's not be ourselves.
Okay.
Let's not do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. As much of ourselves as we can be, minus the expletives to that extent.
Okay.
But we're gonna be talking about Sally and Ray McNeil. I vaguely remember it. Like I remember when you first told me about it.
Mm-hmm.
I vaguely remember hearing about it from being at my grandma's house all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like she was the one that was probably watching it. My dad might have been too, just because it was like some bodybuilding stuff.
Yeah.
But I didn't realize till I watched it.
Yeah. I don't remember the whole, like growing up, I don't remember the whole story, but I remember Brady saying, oh, that crazy woman.
We're showing our age, people, because this went to trial in 95. So we're showing our age right now. I guess I'll just give a brief recap on the beginning because they threw their upbringing into the middle of the documentary. So Ray McNeil was born in North Carolina. He was given away to his aunt when he was only 1 week old. That's already a tragic start to life. He grew up in poverty. In Sally's words, she went to visit his childhood home. The walls were made of newspaper and the floorboards were bare. So I don't know if that meant it was just wood floors or if you could actually
concrete floors.
Yeah, like if you could actually see the foundation of the house or not.
Mm-hmm. And roaches.
You're never really in poverty unless you have roaches or an excessive amount of bees.
Those are my granny bees, honey. She was the only one that didn't run out of the kitchen. That was her bees.
See, I was trying not to say who it was. You told all these.
I don't care.
And it wasn't even like poverty. She really could have got rid of those bees at any time. And those were her bees. We had to leave the bees alone.
Yeah, she like her.
Don't be messing with her bees. But Granny, I'm about to get stung and I'm just trying to eat this cake you just made. Anyhow. Oh, Johnny. But I mean, he grew up in poverty. And he was known to have a short temper. This is really all we got from his childhood.
And he joined the Marines. He joined the Marines.
The Marines are a constant theme throughout this whole story.
Okay.
And it's frustrating. I don't like how much they brought up the Marines. We'll get into it.
Yeah.
Sally was born in Allentown, Pennsylvania in 1960. They didn't give specific birth dates. She had a
birthday like September 30th of 50 something. I looked her up.
Okay. But no, she was born in
1960.
But I don't know what year. Yeah. Okay. So she had a rough upbringing, not necessarily in poverty. They were working class. But
alcoholics.
They were alcoholics. Her biological father was alcoholic and abusive. Mom left biological father, got with stepdad, repeated the cycle. On top of once stepdad and mom started having their own kids, stepdad basically was like, yo kids, I don't even know why they're here.
Yeah.
Sally, was it her brother? They didn't mention if it was a sister or a brother. She just had a sibling.
She just had a sibling. And then she went to college and she was like 3 years in. And then she had ran out of money, which I don't understand why she didn't get a job. And then
that's probably how she ran out of money. She was probably working for it and didn't have enough to keep paying for it.
And so then she joined the Marines.
So, when all else fails and your parents tell you no,
join the service.
You're running from some charges, go to the military. It's the answer for everything. Need your diploma, go to the military. It ain't my cup of tea, but for those if it has worked out for, more power to y'all. Keep this hand out of the camera. Anyway, so I'm gonna let you go ahead and go.
Well, so Sally ended up marrying, what was that man's name? Todd?
Ray. No, Tony.
And had the 2 babies. And so
first of all, let's talk about how much I love their hair. That's anyway.
Yeah, I do those kids, but I feel like those kids look weird to me when they have like that blonde hair with that skin like that. I'm like,
I loved it. I hate that they both eventually dyed their hair or changed colors. I don't know what happened.
Funny. I don't know weird when it was.
I liked it.
Anyway, she married that man who was also in the Marines. Supposedly he was abusive. We don't know. Tony ain't around no more, so we don't know his side of the story. But suppose he was abusive. And he tried to say like the kids weren't his because they looked so different. Like, they didn't.
I would have too. I'd have denied him too.
And then she ended up getting stationed in Camp Pendleton, so that was her opportunity to leave her marriage. And that's when her divorce was final in May. And in June, she was talking to Ray or dating Ray.
Not even like a week or two later.
Yeah.
She met Ray.
Yeah.
So I'm going to put in a disclaimer. Stop getting right out of a relationship and getting in another one. And you ain't completely dealt with, processed, or healed from the previous one.
Right.
That's just another side of disclaimer. Because I got to talk trash. But in 1987 is when Sally went into the Marine Corps, stationed at Camp Pendleton or whatever. And while she was in there, just, basic PT, she trying to get bigger because she was small. They said she was 5'3", so she was a little bitty something. So 5'3", you in the Marines, 90% of the time, everybody bigger than you. So she trying to bulk up so she can physically compete basically with her coworkers, or if she go overseas in battle, whatever.
Well, she was trying to get bigger, but when she got with Ray is when she started doing bodybuilding.
No, she was in bodybuilding before Ray, because it was a coworker, because she had already been training to possibly do it.
Is that how
And
she
then the coworker was like, being a bodybuilder is more than just wearing bikinis and being cute. And she said she had on like a sweatsuit, and she took off the top of her sweatsuit, and they was like, well, damn, we didn't know you was doing all that. So how she actually met Ray, she had already started doing competitions, and a friend of hers, I got that. That was already all in the beginning. She participated in a couple. Actually, they said on Valentine's Day of '87 is when she participated in her first bodybuilding competition. Sometime between that and them meeting, one of her friends showed Ray a picture of her because he's also into bodybuilding. He's like, yeah, go on, hook it up. So they hooked it up. If it ended well, we wouldn't be talking about it. So anyway, after about 2 months of them dating, they got married. I'm noticing this is like the common trend. They don't even be together long for real before they get married. Not to say it doesn't work. I know some people that were only dating a couple months and were literally married for 30 years. Like literally. I just don't think 2 months in,
you're in love. But she did. She said it was
you
love.
could be in love. You can know you're in love. I don't think we need to get married and move in together. Yeah. As much as I might love you, I just think that's too soon. I don't know. I might sound judgy. I don't care. They got married. Sally came into the relationship with 2 kids. We were just talking about them in the hair. Everybody seen
kids, yeah.
Yeah, they were cute kids.
Funny.
She couldn't get with their hair. That's all it was. The kids liked him. One part that I thought was interesting that actually both the kids brought up was how they would get weird looks because, like you said, their hair with that complexion, and then what Sally and Ray was looking like. They would get a lot of weird stares, and it's like, Saida, would you be looking at them crazy? And I thought about it, and it's like, I probably would, especially when they show Ray. I think they were at like Disneyland or something.
I don't think that the kids would have got stared, but Ray walking around.
Why was he wearing it though?
Right, that right there. I'd be like, well, he could put no clothes on.
I mean, at least like some sweatpants, or like, they used to have the cut off sweatpants, like the shorts or whatever. You just want to be in a whole biker set.
He was
at Disneyland. Yeah. What, it ain't my business. I ain't got to wear it.
I'm not in lust with you.
Oh, Lord. So, shit, we jump all the way from 87 to 90. Damn. In 1990, Ray and Sally won the Armed Forces weightlifting competition. They were actually the first couple to do this in separate categories. So they both won in all the categories, or most of the categories they competed in, to where he was the finalist and she was the finalist in their categories for men and women, and they both won. 91, Ray left the Marines and decided he wanted to try to go full pro. Now that I'm saying this out loud and saying it back, they weren't together very long before all of this happened.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
And then I'm just saying, you're right. They were together before all this happened.
They weren't together for very long at all. Now that I'm saying it out loud.
Yeah, he wanted to turn pro. So everything that she was still in the Marines, anything that income that they had was through her, and she was giving it all to him to basically, his travel, his whatever he needed to go and do these shows, and his what is that? Steroids.
Supporting this, the steroids, child.
But because I don't like the fact that she had so much to say about Ray's upbringing, but she sure didn't want to talk about her taking her kids to go to TJ to buy drugs.
I mean, it was addressed. She accepted it.
I don't want to talk about it.
I mean, I wouldn't want to go into detail about it either. And she said it.
She had so much detail about the roaches.
She literally said that was bad parenting. Like that was a bad decision on my part. She ate that. I don't feel like once you say that, you deserve an explanation.
Yeah, I mean, I don't feel like she needs to give us one. I just felt like she just has so much to say about somebody else that's not even alive and people speaking on people. I don't know. I just don't like her. you know how I feel about the girl already. So I guess I'm just like one-sided because I just feel some type of way about her.
And I'm, it's hard for me to just be one-sided. So I'm always looking at the whole situation. I side with her more, but I can understand why everybody feels the way they feel against her. As far as the steroids, I feel like this. If we both taking steroids, but my steroids is right here where we live at, but I gotta go across the border to get yours, but for whatever reason you're not going, yes, I'm still a bad parent for taking my kids with me, period. Because what my kids know, because we get bumped up, now the kids is bumped up too. So yes, I'm still messed up for that. But if it wasn't for you, and again, she's a grown woman, she did what she wanted to do. I'm not taking no responsibility off of her. However, you could have got your big, and when I say big, I mean big grown ass up and went and got it yourself.
Or she probably was thinking, I'll take my kids so it won't look like it'd be little white lady going to just she probably wasn't thinking.
And that very well could have been it. So that very well could have been
talk about it. Just tell the damn truth. Shit.
She got enough against her. Damn. Let's let her have that.
But, I mean, tell the whole truth.
I feel like to the best of her ability, she did.
Okay.
So
moving on.
We gonna try to stay within an hour, y'all, but I don't know. So, like Todd already stated, Sally was funding, and she specifically said
she spent like $24,000
in 1 year. Sir, I am here to support and coach you and cheer you through anything that you want to do that is for the betterment of yourself, our family, our situation. I am here for it. But if I'm putting out more than what we getting back, I'm gonna need you to find a whole new hobby, sir.
I'm not giving nobody $24,000 to go buy
of nothing. Of nothing. And if I did, you would literally have to be dying, and I would have to care that much.
Feel like you need a kidney?
Oh, here. I mean, if you need a kidney, I can just see if we a blood match and just give mine. I'm not paying $24,000 for a new one. I'm gonna see if I'm a match or somebody I know is one before I spend $24,000. I'm not even finna lie. Like, I'm gonna exhaust all my resources before I spend $24,000 on the kidney. I'm just saying. But that was in
93, I think.
I wrote that down too. It was 92 or 93. Mm-hmm. She said she spent $24,000 just on his competition, steroids, probably his outfits, haircuts, baby oil. All
oil, baby oil. Spray tan.
Why are we so stupid? Because you know they gotta be glistening when they doing this. So in 92, they will become members of Gold's Gym. I still don't realize what the significance of this was.
I guess it's like I guess back in the day, Gold Gym was like a.
It was jumping back in the day, yeah. Thing. And I think that's where like all the bodybuilders went at that time.
And then to say that these bodybuilders go to Gold's Gym in wherever Oceanside.
Yeah, and he has started. Yeah, this is California.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much when bodybuilding became a 24/7 thing for them. Now, mind you, Sally was still in the Marines. She was working.
She got out in 93.
Huh?
She got out in 93.
Yeah, but in 92, she was still in the military. She was working in the mess hall because that's how she was able to pay the $24,000. First of all, if I'd have known you was making that much money working in the mess hall in the Marines, I'd have joined the Marines. You got $24,000 to blow outside of whatever else you're already paying for?
I have no idea.
For the mess, well, this was also 92. So that money was going a lot farther.
I have no idea. I really don't.
That seems like a lot.
A lot of money.
Like that. Like either she was really good at saving or she was really making, like she had made enough rank to make good money. Because if I can do that in the kitchen, because that's how I see it, if I can make that kind of money in the kitchen, I'd have joined the military. Like that. Well, hell, that's all y'all had to say.
Your job is what you get paid more. I thought, is that what it is?
The higher your rank usually comes with a raise.
Yeah, your rank, right?
Yeah.
But not job? Is it your job?
I mean, I guess with any job, I would assume military included. The longer you're there, like you still get an annual, don't you?
I don't really know.
That's why I ain't in the military.
I really don't know.
So Ray is still doing his thing. He's doing this full time in 92. He's winning shit. He's looking good, but apparently he still has. Yeah, he's popular, but apparently he's still insecure, which actually led up to the use of the steroids. So the neighbor's dog says ghetto. I told you it was hot. I got the window open and some more stuff. I hope it don't pick up on recording. But anyhow, Ray is who introduced Sally to steroids. We did skip over that. She said he was taking multiple, and she was taking. I wrote that down too. I hate when I do that. I need to start highlighting shit. That's what I need to start doing. Ativan, that's what it was called. She was taking that, and she said the reason she was taking that and only that because even when everything happened, they only found one steroid in her system. So she said she was taking that because it helped her lift more weight. And she steered clear of the testosterone, which I don't understand why any woman would want to take testosterone unless you're trying to be a man, because it does just entirely too much to your body. Your body's not, you can't have progesterone and testosterone all in the same one system and think it's going to work. That's just, it's a lot going on there. So Sally gets out of the Marines, and you can take it from there because I feel like I've been talking.
No, I mean, that's that. They live and breathe bodybuilding. They travel, they win some, they lose some. I mean, that's really all it is for the next few years. And then just little fights here and there. This really threw me off when she said that 3 days into their marriage, like he hit her and punched her and cracked her lip. And I was like,
this is what I did not like about the order of this documentary. Yeah. Can we cover all of this in the beginning? Like we all the way to the trial, and then you want to bring up that 3 days into the marriage, he busted you in your lip. Now, that did bother me too, because you knew then.
Yeah.
Y'all literally in the honeymoon phase. It's 3 days later. Yeah. Y'all shouldn't even be arguing for real.
Right.
And he busted you in your lip? The way I just don't do well being hit.
Yeah, me either.
You're not finna just be hitting on me. And you busted my lip. So now I got to bodybuild and figure out how to cover this shit up.
I don't know. But they had little fights here and there. And then I guess Ray started cheating. And those were also fights with women admiring him. And I guess they thought he looked good. I have no idea. But like after that, it's now all downhill from there.
Well, not really, because once she got right before she got out of the military, she started doing she started doing them wrestling videos.
Right. Yes. So it started off doing wrestling on the camera, like just on that
guy. That ain't the corniest shit
I
have ever heard of. Sad part is, dude name is Bill Wick. I made sure to write his name down. But I guarantee you, Buddy made bread off of that.
Yes. And then she was like,
I mean to cut you off. To give y'all an idea of what these videos were, if you haven't, our source is Netflix Killer Sally. Please go watch it so y'all can see the clips of this damn video, these videos she was doing. Yeah. But to give you an idea, this is her in her bikini swimsuit, buffed out. They call them schmoes.
Yeah.
And you had the professional guys that did the acting with her in the videos. And she would literally just be holding these dudes in a chokehold with her legs. Faces bright red. They can't breathe. Apparently, people are turned on by this. Then you actually had the schmoes that would pay for time, like a night walker. And they, I had to find another way to say it. I don't know what words are getting me banned on here.
A night walker.
A lady of the night. Let's say
there
that.
You go.
That sounded like a vampire night walker off of Blade. I don't watch too much Blade. A lady of the night. This is a similar situation. They would pay for time. meet up at a hotel, or she would come to their homes
and wrestle them.
And wrestle on them. Like,
I don't know. I think she was doing more than wrestling, but whatever.
I mean, to each their own. $300 an hour, it's negotiable, I guess.
Yeah. But the guy said, I mean, it's a fetish. As long as you can show it to your mom, then what difference does it make? And that's what I say. I said, good. I mean, I'll show my granny a wrestling video if
I don't knock nobody hustle. Be you selling it or you're not. That's your business.
Go business. Get it.
Just don't underbid yourself. That's all I'm saying. Don't be out here for $40 and $50. That ain't paying for nothing. That's barely getting you a full meal from Uber Eats. So let's not do that. Girl, because you know with fees and delivery, that's like $30. You just spent all your little earnings.
What time? Jeez, no, go back again.
I can't even eat the food yet. I gotta go make some more money.
Jeez, that's all cold.
Anyhow, she's doing all this and paying for their lifestyle. They still got 2 kids to raise while all this is going on. So she's paying for everything. And of course, with steroids comes that additional aggression, which is why.
Remember, he was a bouncer, so he had a little gig too. Yeah,
he was doing a side gig.
Mm-hmm.
And
the kids in their interview put me in a very I guess vulnerable stage, because I was like, they loved him, but then they knew he was this person, but they did care for him because he was this, but he also was this, and it was just like, damn, that's really sucks to be in a situation. So it seems like he might have been a good guy at one point in time, or maybe when he wasn't high on steroids before he started taking the steroids, and then once the steroids kicked in, he was more of the other side came out.
So I think I just accidentally muted you.
Oh.
We'll find out. Anyway.
Okay.
This one is getting posted. I was at the cough.
Okay.
Anyway. Basically, in a nutshell, what she said, because I only missed about 10 seconds of what you're saying. The kids felt like they were in a tight spot because they did like him. That was dad to them. Mm-hmm. But they saw what was going on behind closed doors on a consistent basis. So listening to them, and again, this came from Netflix, Killer Sally, listening to them talk, you can tell, I think the daughter more so than the son, because the son was very clear to me how he really felt about it.
But he was also clear about how he felt about his mom.
True, but I feel like for me, that didn't come till later in life for him.
I mean, well, yeah.
Whereas even as a kid,
you're not right. At 10, you're not gonna be like, my mom is this, my mom is that. You don't even get to see it her way anyway.
But yeah, no. So back to Ray being a bouncer. I'm a little more gory than you are. So the daughter was explaining how she always knew Ray had a temper, but there was a specific time when he came home middle of the night. It was after he had been working a gig somewhere, and it's blood everywhere. It's just blood all over him, and he's frantic and panicking, and she's like, Dad, are you all right? Because at one point, these are his stepkids, but eventually he's dad. They're identifying him as dad.
Yeah.
So, and she even mentioned, I don't even think he realized I was in the room when he came in the house until I said something. So then he explained to her kind of in as vague as he could be, considering what had happened. Mm-hmm. But in a nutshell, not even in a nutshell, what happened, he's a bouncer. Somebody in the club bar got irate. It became an altercation. Mm-hmm. Dude was trying to kill Ray. Ray got to some, it's me or you. It's going to always be me.
Right.
Over you. So they said he stuck, and I'm visual. He stuck his fingers in this man's eyeballs. Like y'all be seeing in movies. Like you see in movie, he stuck his fingers in this man's eyeballs and blinded him. Man. Mm-hmm. And his friend even said they think that the only reason they didn't take him to jail is because the police officers knew who he was.
Right.
And I will say, as much as I side with her, that does speak volumes to his character, because apparently that was something kind of out of character for him, for them to just kind of dismiss it and then come back later like you did blind old boy though. Like,
Yeah.
You kind of fucked him up. I mean, I ain't saying he right for hitting her at all, but I still feel like that at least speaks to the volume of he has to be provoked. Let's say that. So he done blinded the man. It don't get no better, y'all.
The man is blind. He done blinded the man.
He blind. Ain't faced no charges. Ain't been to court. Wasn't arrested. Man just out here fucked off.
Yeah.
And Ray just still out here bouncing.
Know how to act in the club. Yeah, I can be poked out. And it's like, who are you trying to fight? That big ass man, you fighting that big man? I'll be like, okay, sir, I'm leaving. I don't.
But you know, we've been in clubs not
and
far.
Not one bouncer was that damn big. That man is huge. Now they big, but no, that man is big. I don't mess with that man. So how do you be on your own? You mess with that man.
Girl, first of all, as much shit as I used to talk to everybody when we was in the club. Listen, I've always known how to pick and choose my battle, Miss Ma'am. Yeah, and I don't look at him. I wouldn't even send the homies for him. That's how bad that is. Like, you know what? You win, sir.
You're right.
You win. You right. You right. I am a bald-headed scallywag. You right. I'm all that. Yeah. You right. Yep. My breath do sting. Mm-hmm.
I agree. See you later.
Good night. Have a good time. I'm not even sending the homies after him. No. Mm-mm. So 93. Damn, we still in 93. 93.
What happened?
Ray qualified for the Mr. Olympia contest.
Oh yeah.
And this was the real opportunity. Like, not only would he win $100,000, but now he can get endorsements. He can be on Sports Illustrated. Like, we talking big money at this point if he wins this. And like they said, if you win Mr. Olympia, you're the man for that year.
Yeah.
Period. So, and we know, I'm sure Sports Illustrated is still a thing, but nothing like it was in the 90s. Like, Sports Illustrated was popping in the 90s. Yeah. If you made it to Sports Illustrated, bitch, you was in sports, acting, modeling, whatever. You was doing it real big if you made it to Sports Illustrated for any. Yeah. So this was like the main opportunity that would have put them in a solid situation. Sally probably wouldn't have had to really work no more. She can go back to focusing on her career full time, even though she was. Well, I guess she kind of was.
Yeah, she was.
Yeah, because she was doing the wrestling. Yeah,
doing the wrestling. I mean, because that was her income. I mean, what?
Yeah, because she said she was still interested in bodybuilding, but she had stopped because the wrestling was paying more.
Paying more, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So this ain't funny. Ray placed 15th in that competition.
His legs were too small.
They said it was his legs and something else. Mm-hmm. But his definition wasn't right in general. So
no, they said his definition was good. That other guy that won was not. But his legs and his butt.
It was the definition in his legs.
Yeah. But he was good. They said he was, I mean, his body was really nice. I mean,
I don't know how they be judging this because they all just look big to me.
I prefer a belly, like a money belly. I call it a money belly.
I don't want to see your veins.
I like the money belly.
Yeah, I don't. What E40 say? My baller tummy.
I love it.
I'm here for the baller tummy. I just look. Let me look. If you want to bodybuild, you want to do that. That's fine. Because if that's how you want to look, that's all you. You might not like how I look. I don't give a damn, and I'm sure you don't give a damn about what I think about how you look.
I'm not saying it's
ugly, but no, I don't want it. I'm saying that I don't want it.
I don't. Right.
I don't mind somebody being like chiseled in shape. You got little 6-packs and little arms or something like that's cool. But to where Ray was, nah.
I'm gonna stick with the belly. I like it.
You look scary, sir. And actually, Ray wasn't ugly in the face. I couldn't get past the neck down.
It was really sad because when you see pictures of him, he looks really, like, very quiet. Like, he just looks...
I didn't get quiet. I got pretty boy.
I didn't get that.
And most pretty boys are talkative.
He looks like he was very much how can I say? Like he was like kind of like an ugly duckling. Like back in the day, he was felt.
I don't. But see, you know, I think Neo was sexy. Okay, so, and even with him, he got to put a hat on. Because as fine as I think he is, because that man's body is right, but as fine as yes, I'm married, y'all, but I don't care. He know.
I didn't see Neo's body.
Girl, go when we get done with this. You need to get on YouTube and look up his video, "Lazy Love." Okay.
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 But it's not an old video. He like that now. He got 10 kids.
He had like 5 then.
Oh, okay.
Meanwhile, the man only got like 4. But anyway.
I mean, that one man is 102 years old now. So like, just how we roll with our numbers.
That's not how we roll. That's how I can't talk because you know it's 9 years between me and Paul. Anyway, we're getting off subject.
Yes.
So Ray places 15th place in the Mr. Olympia Championship. And I guess this is when things really started to escalate because Sally specifically said
he was upset.
He was upset and went home and took it out on her.
Yes. And
this is why I feel about how I feel about the end result, because you're just not gonna keep doing that to me. Like I'm gonna tolerate it for as long as I can tolerate it, but you're not gonna. You know, I was snapped way before she did.
Oh, I totally agree, and that's what the thing is. I don't think that she wasn't abused or hurt or battered or what. I'm not. And
his friends actually said that it wasn't always Ray.
Right.
And they gave plenty of background on her and her situations too.
Yes. I'm saying it's now when he didn't place and he came home and whooped her ass and she grabbed that gun and shot his ass, then I would be like, well, that's what he get for whooping her ass.
So we're gonna get to the point because I'm ready to talk about this.
Right, because anyway, that was not it.
Anyway.
Okay.
So boom.
Valentine's Day.
1995. We're just going to get to the point.
94? Yes.
I have 95.
Okay.
Because she would have gotten locked up in 96. Yeah, she killed him Valentine's Day 95.
Okay.
One
of those years she
it was 95 because she got locked up May of 96. We getting ahead because I gotta make sure you on the but no, it was Valentine's Day 95. So Valentine's Day 95 starts off as a normal day. Sally and the kids get up. Ray goes on to do whatever his normal routine is. The daughter almost burnt the house down trying to grill some chicken on a makeshift grill. You know, just a typical suburban working class family Valentine's Day. My assumption is it was on a weekend. I'm not finna go that far back on the calendar, but for the kids to be home, I'm assuming it was on a weekend. Mm-hmm. Day goes by, kids and mom or kids and Sally, or they didn't have their day. Kids been outside playing, and when the kids come back, Ray's still not home. Sally's been calling Ray all day. He's not answering. He's not calling her back. This is pre-texting, pre-FaceTime, Snapchat,
Instagram stuff.
So you had to page a nigga. Had to wait for a call back. Or if they had a cell phone, they was on minutes. So if they didn't think it was important, they wasn't answering.
Not after 7 o'clock.
Oh, and then depending on who you was with, 9. But so she's calling around, ain't nobody seen him. Not necessarily he's hurt, but just ain't nobody really heard from him. Now, in hindsight, the friends were covering for him because his friends knew where he was. So she's like, okay, well maybe he had
a cover for their friend. Like that's not normal. I mean,
I'm just saying in hindsight, they knew what he was doing. Like they told her they didn't know in the moment, but as they continued to tell the story, they knew. So there was this bar, a local bar that they attended all the time. And she was like, oh, well, maybe he's there. Now, this is how Sally is telling the story. I believe her. Somebody else don't.
I don't believe her. I do believe this. I believe this is exactly what happened.
Okay, so she goes in there. Now, what I don't believe is she was as calm as she said she was. But she goes to get dressed. She said when Ray finally comes in the door, she's putting on her makeup to get ready to pull up to the bar. He comes in and he's like, where are you going? Like, he's already pissed off about something. And she's like, well, shit, I was finna run down to the bar real quick and see if you was down there. Again, I do not believe she was that calm. I don't. Because I wouldn't have been that calm. It's Valentine's Day. Not even that we end up not doing anything, but you haven't answered my pages. Like all day, you ain't been by a payphone, nobody's house, nothing. All day. So, of course, they commenced to fight.
Right.
I'm going to let Tot tell it because
He choked her. She said he choked her.
We had to say it like that, though. He choked her.
He choked her.
He did it.
The daughter said she was goggling for goggling for breath, and he hit her. And I mean, she said she got away, and she went to the room and grabbed her shotgun and loaded the shotgun. Okay, what story do you want her to tell? You want me to tell you the first story or the second story? Because
we're gonna go in order.
The first story that she's telling us in the documentary was she got to the room, got the gun. I wrote it down because I want to know. Got the gun. She asked Ray to leave the house, and he said no. So she shot him
again,
and then shot.
No, that was the first time. She shot him the first time,
and then she shot him again. Ray fell on the ground. She covered him up with the blanket. That was the first story. She called 911. She gave the gun to the neighbor because she didn't want them to think that she was going to harm anyone else because she was done. The second story she told in the interview with the police was he got to the house. He was asking her where she was going. She said the same thing. I was going to find you because you wasn't, ignoring me. You wasn't answering. He, choked her. He hit her. She went to the room. She grabbed her gun and she came back out. He was cooking his chicken. Now, she didn't say that she asked him to leave. She said she was trying to scare him. She aimed a gun at him. She shot him.
This is where I have my dispute. So,
those are her words.
I understand.
Okay.
However, in that type of situation, I've never actually shot and or killed anybody before.
Mm-hmm.
So in that kind of situation, you do go through a certain amount of shock. So some details stick with you, some don't.
Mm-hmm.
Could he have been cooking the chicken? Probably, more than likely. That's exactly probably what happened.
Or he could have just been not.
Could she have said or done something further to piss him off? Because one thing she was consistent on is he kept charging at her. So could she have said or done something coming in or out of that room that pissed him off, that still made him walk away from that chicken, turn around and charge at her? Now, here's where our opinions really differ.
Mm-hmm.
Now, needless to say, she did it. She admitted to doing it. She called the police. The police came. There is no gray area. She did it. She openly admitted that she did it. So it didn't take long for stuff to go to trial. She was out on bond for a few months, and then it went to trial. Now, I do not like the prosecuting attorney. And the reason being is not that he didn't have valid points, because very much so he did. One, she played herself for not asking for a lawyer while in questioning. And I feel like that's the dumbest thing she could have did next to testifying for herself. So, but you could tell he only wanted high profile cases. When they highlighted the fact that he felt like, and not to say that, because, shaken baby syndrome was like a new thing at that time, kind of. So when you're taking cases on shaken baby syndrome, and granted, some cases are intentional. More often than not, unfortunately, the cases are intentional. But even if it's not, in a moment of frustration, because if you have ever spent any time around anybody's kids, and everybody's situation ain't the same, and I would never harm a child, but I have been around some kids that made me understand how some people lost it for 3.5 seconds and did something stupid. I would never do it. I just call your mom and tell you to come get them. Okay, I'm not gonna do.
I'm not right. Right.
Come get this little motherfucker now. I'm not gonna do this.
Bye.
Because I ain't got no kids. Come get them. But I feel like in that instance, he probably did charge at her. The only thing that I feel like got her locked up was the fact that they said, based on the two scenarios you just gave us, she said she shot him in the living room both times. But they can show a casing in the bedroom, and they said he was already on the floor in the living room when she shot him the second time, which we failed to mention was in his face.
Yeah.
With a shotgun. So this man literally had no face when this was over. It's a shotgun. I feel like, in my mind, you've been going, and she said he wasn't like really punching her when he was abusing her. He was always choking her. That was always his go-to. I feel like if I've gone through almost 10 years of this, and even though I may have started some situations, even though I may have been able to defend myself probably better than most women probably could have, because I really don't like how they use the fact that she was a bodybuilder and it's like, oh, well, she was just as strong as him. One, no, he's still a man. Two, no, he had 5 steroids in his body at the time. So these are things that on both sides we need to take into consideration. But I feel like if this is the millionth time we've had this type of altercation, and I barely walked away all these times before, floor or not, for me, I'm eliminating the threat. Because if you still had the energy after I shot you with a shotgun, if you still had the energy to walk to the living room, turn back around and say something to me, fall over, and then turn over, in my mind, and I can only speak for me, you're about to get back up or at least attempt to and do something to me. Well, I don't see nothing wrong with her doing it the way she did it, if that's really how it went down.
Okay. So this is how I feel. I'm just gonna tell you how I feel. I feel as if you come into the kitchen, let's just say he's in the kitchen. Or their apartment was small, it was no big apartment. The kitchen is not that
This
big.
is Oceanside. They said 2 bedroom, but most of that apartment was living room.
It's not that big from the damn living room.
Yeah.
So I'm standing in the living room in the kitchen, and he walks towards me because now I have a gun pointed. I shoot him because I'm scared that he's gonna attack me.
Mm-hmm.
He falls down because you went to the bedroom and you got another bullet or whatever. He's on the ground. Leave the house. So in that case, you can't tell me it's self-defense. It's not.
It is to me.
It's not.
Because in the past, this man has gotten up after whatever or walked away and like things were okay.
He didn't get up
and turned back around and still went upside my head.
But he didn't get up. When she came out the bedroom, he was on the floor.
Maybe my thought process is just a little fucked.
Because
I feel like, first of all, I'm in the heat of the moment. I'm not thinking. Prime example, the keying of the car.
Okay.
It was a heat of the moment situation. Right. And had we both, well, really had I, because you just kind of was going off of me. But had I sat down
and thought about it, we wouldn't have done it.
I wouldn't have done that. So in the heat of the moment, I can't say that I would have done anything different because we're already here. We're already here.
I don't know. We're not But if I would have went to court, I wouldn't have been like, oh, it was self-defense.
I wouldn't have testified for myself, first of all. I wouldn't have got on the bench.
I'm not of the reason.
And I would have asked for an attorney. I'm not talking to none of y'all without a lawyer.
Me being a jury and her telling me that was self-defense, no, I don't believe you. I'm not saying that he wasn't capable of beating your ass and he wasn't going to get back. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is it wasn't self-defense.
I call it self-defense because of the history. Now, again, they clearly stated, they clearly stated, I don't care, because this is, like I said, in my mind, they clearly state, even the kids stated, their mom was not an angel. They can remember a handful of times or maybe just as many times of her starting it. The friends of Ray said the same thing. And even in the end, his friends were like, we saw both sides of the situation. And they was like, to this day, we love Sally. However, they should have just broke up. And of course, from the outside looking in, you're going to see it before the people in it will.
I agree.
It was just a toxic situation in general, and they should have just walked away from it. I don't like how they made it seem like she was obsessed and she wouldn't let go. Yes, he was cheating. And that's the other thing. That's the other thing. What you're not going to do is be whooping my ass on a regular basis and cheating on me.
Well, she should have left.
She was upset about more. She should have. But we've both been in situations where we should have just left and we didn't. Our situations weren't our situations weren't as bad.
I'm not on trial either.
Yeah, like that's what I'm saying. But what I'm saying in terms of that, you know my thing. I don't cheat on me, because please don't cheat on me. But I can tolerate that better than you putting your hands on me.
I agree.
And a multitude of other things, but definitely more than you putting your hands on me. And the audacity of you to already be whooping my ass. Now you want to cheat on me. Now you saying you finna leave me for the bitch you been cheating on me with for 3.5 years, because we skimmed past that. 3.5 years.
So now, but because she's saying all of this and all this is coming up, but now she looks like a bitter woman.
So why wouldn't it be deemed a crime of passion like they do a lot of the rest of these females? That's what I'm saying. I don't agree with it is. She's upset about him being physically abusive. She's upset because he's cheating on her, and she's upset because he's leaving her for the bitch he's cheating. That is literally
did her or crime of passion. Did her? You have to put in for that. Those are things that you are being accused.
Maybe they didn't have a name.
That wasn't one of them.
But maybe, just like they were talking.
First or second degree was the jury's option. It wasn't crime of passion.
But what I'm saying is maybe they didn't have a name for it, because just like they kept talking about the battered woman syndrome, that was a new thing at the time.
Yeah.
So I will give them that. Maybe they didn't have a name for it yet.
If the jury
showing our age, because they didn't have a name for it yet.
You can find her guilty or not guilty, and it was self-defense, or first or second degree. And those are the three options that they have. That's what they came up with.
She needed a better attorney, dog.
Yeah, she might need a better story too.
No, I feel like her story was. I don't see a problem with her story.
Yeah, no.
Either one. The first.
You just said it was a crime of passion. You never said it was It's not self-defense.
Crime of passion can be deemed self-defense if they would have self-defense if they would have actually brought that up. You're right about that. They never brought that up.
The concealed weapons class. Okay, this man was he made sure that I knew the difference between brandishing what was it? Brandishing a gun, and then what's the other word? Brandishing, concealing, and then the difference between self-defense. Because he made sure I mean when I tell you he was making sure we knew, he made sure we knew. Bella, you have to literally be defending yourself in the moment. I'm not saying that she was not.
He just choked her for the millionth time. She's
been choked a lot of times by him. She should have just.
This is what I'm gonna say in my defense. In my defense, I don't agree with half.
Paul, while he is laying down, bitch, you're going to jail.
And the difference between me and Sally is
you going to jail.
I'm prepared for that. I'm just prepared for said consequences. And what I'm telling
and you better make sure you tell me it was a crime of passion and not self-defense.
I promise I am. First of all, y'all gonna second my mental stability, because they gonna ask y'all. They gonna especially you, because we doing these videos. And
not gonna play around with you and Paul.
You the first one they coming to because of our channel.
I'm not saying she was not battered. I'm not saying she wasn't hurt, sad. I'm not saying that she didn't have the right to feel any type of way. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, if I was on
self-defense, I don't care.
I was on the jury, and they was like, "Oh, it was a crime of passion." Then I'd be like, "Oh yeah, that bitch was angry. That bitch was mad. And I understand that because I've been that motherfucking mad. But you're telling me self-defense, and I'm reading the definition of self-defense, and I'm like, well, bitch, you ain't proving that. You might want to go with someone else. I'll be trying to give her the eyes.
If I shoot you with
go with something else. Go with something else.
If I shoot you with the shotgun and you walk away from me.
He didn't walk away.
Yes, he did. No, the initial shot, they said the initial shot was in the bedroom. When she shot him again, he was in the living room.
It was in the bedroom.
The first or dining room, whatever it was.
It was in the middle of the living room and the kitchen is where he was.
But there was enough space from where the first shell casing was to where he was on the ground and he turned over and she shot him in the face.
The reason
that he was able to walk away.
No, the shell casing from the bullet that she pulled out after she shot him was in the bedroom because she went and got another bullet, loaded it, came back to where he was at and shot him in the face, and that hence the blood going up on the lamp, under the lamp, because he was shot laying down.
But even the daughter, let me explain.
The daughter said he was laying down. You can hear the
No, what I'm saying, even the daughter said she heard him shoot him. She came in and he was fall. No, she said he was falling. He hadn't hit the floor yet. He was still moving and he was on his way to the floor. She said she's assuming. No. Let me not lie on the daughter. The daughter heard the first shot. And this is in the documentary. She heard the first shot. And she got up out her bed, got the bat. Shout out to the daughter. Shantina, you a real one. She got up out the bed, got the bat because she thought this man killed her mama. She came out the room. She said when she came out of her room into where they were in the living room or dining room area is when she said, I'm assuming that's when she shot him the second time because when I came in, he was falling on the floor. So my thing is, I believe the kid's testimony more than anybody else's. Just because at that age, you're not gonna forget nothing like that. They said she was 12 when that happened. So you're impressionable as hell. You're gonna remember that. So if he was falling when Shantina came in, that man was still up walking around to some extent. I'm still going to feel threatened because you're not on the floor. Yeah. And then once you hit the floor, I'm going to make sure you don't get back up.
Okay. I mean, that's fine. That's okay for you to do that. But just know that the jury's not going to find that self-defense.
Well, first of all, they didn't question the daughter enough. And she said that now as a grown woman. She said that she felt like she had to just say stuff. I mean, they weren't asking her the right questions. And I feel like had they, and that's the mom, that's Sally's attorney's fault.
That's Sally and her attorney's fault. And
no one's like I said, she needed a better attorney. I think that she needed a better attorney. Period.
I agree.
Period. Because how is the kid was given? The daughter is the best witness you had. But what I feel like is, and this was one of the cases where the daughter was old enough to completely understand everything that was going on. She's 12. Mm-hmm. She know what murder is. She know right from wrong. She know what should and shouldn't be happening. She should know all of that. Mm-hmm. So no shout out to the attorney because what the hell was you there for? Never get a public defender if you committed a murder. Let's say that. Anyway.
At least don't go with self-defense.
I'm going with self-defense, bitch. Should have kept his ass down. Damn. Yeah, I shot him once with a shotgun, no less. We ain't got no pew pew. This is a shot. At least play dead, nigga, if you want to live, because I'm gonna keep shooting.
All I say is it ain't self-defense. Now you want to say if I was a juror and then people were like, it was a crime of passion, I would be like, hell yeah. I understand. It
was definitely a crime of passion, but I still call self-defense because in the moment she might have still felt threatened.
She felt so threatened that she got time to go reload a gun and shoot that man in the face. Okay, that's self-threat. When she could have grabbed her key, went down them damn stairs just like she did when she was police.
Nope,
not self-defense.
It is. Okay. If the nigga keep moving after he just choked me out, yes it is.
Well. Okay, well, she went to jail, so I'm with the jury.
That's the point we finna get to.
They did it. She went to jail. She did 19 years, and she got.
Yes, she was sitting 19 in life. She went through multiple appeals, and they literally did not let this woman go until she said that she intended to kill him. Like, she kept sticking to her story. And they're like, nah, bitch, you're not battered and abused. And it wasn't until she literally told these people, okay, I did it intentionally.
What they wanted to hear.
Yeah, they just wanted her to say it. So they let her out. She got out summer of
2020.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people got out in 2020 because of COVID, bro.
Or some people didn't, because they let my boy Dante go for a long time. Okay, they was holding on to my man. What in the world?
I feel like we need to do a story on that. They didn't even murder. But fucking Toledo ain't shit. That's what that is. Because what the hell? He ain't even do nothing that damn deep, and y'all kept that man anyway. Yeah.
But she's good. She didn't remarry, and I hope that he doesn't abuse her.
Yeah, she got to meet her grandbabies, you know. And that's why I feel like they should have just deemed it self-defense. If y'all was going to let her out anyway, if all y'all was waiting on was for her to say, oh, I planned it, y'all could have just fucking said that fucking 19, 20 years ago. But anyway. We ain't going to never agree on this one. I'm sure a lot of y'all watching will be like, Saida, wrong as hell. And I might be. I might be. But if I shoot you with a shotgun,
that man said,
you make some steps.
I'm telling you what that man said. That man made sure I understood, okay? He said I cannot be walking around having my gun on my hip showing it, because that's like I'm at
you know, you're welcoming an issue.
Yeah, exactly. I understand.
No, I'm not saying.
I understood.
I'm not saying you or the man that told you.
Not what self-defense is.
I'm not. Listen.
Once the person is down, or if their back is towards you, you are no longer able to say self-defense.
And you know what? Again, I'm not saying you're wrong, because I feel like the police are full of shit when they do it. However, they are literally never in any danger unless another motherfucker got a pistol. They be doing it to people with no weapons at all.
Police are pretty scared. I ain't never met a bunch of scary motherfuckers like them. They so damn scared. I was scared for my life. I was scared for my life.
I ain't that scared for my life, and I don't be like, what the hell? I don't even do shit.
Pick a better profession.
When I was doing shit, I wasn't that scared for my life.
Right. Yeah. It is what it is.
But this is one of the few times you will catch us disagreeing on something. Because like I said, I guess I've just seen too much and been around too much domestic violence.
I'm not saying that. I'm not going to say that. I know people be getting their ass whooped, and that is not okay. And I don't want nobody to be getting their ass whooped. And so I say, you react off of that. If they would have said, if the jury probably would have had that option. And
like I said, I don't need. It could have literally just been a matter of they didn't have a name for it at the time.
Didn't have that.
Just like the battered woman syndrome was.
So they picked the lowest one, second-degree murder. They knew it wasn't self-defense, but they knew it wasn't first degree, so they just chose second. I mean, that was the option that they had.
We couldn't just do manslaughter.
That wasn't the option. It wasn't the option.
Sometimes it don't be the option, and they still make it. I just feel like they had to make an example out of her. And maybe that's why I'm so passionate about my decision on it. They just had to make an example. One, a lot of people made it racial. I don't think that played a factor at all. Because if it did, she would have never saw no prison time.
No.
But then I also feel like they really just pushed it because she was a bodybuilder. Because she didn't look like the normal or average woman. So because she's bulky and built and buff, there's no way she was a victim. There's no way he was whooping her ass. He's still a man. And he's still taking 38 steroids. So, like, what the hell?
I'm not saying she wasn't battered, and I'm sorry that happened to her.
I am too.
Yeah.
And I hate that it happened to him.
Yeah.
Like their friends said, they should have just broke up.
Yeah.
And just let that be what it was.
Prevent if y'all just leave each other. A lot of things can be prevented from each other.
Yeah. But we're done because we're at an hour, a little over an hour and 3 minutes. So to not keep y'all too long. Catch us, as always, on all 72,000 of our platforms.
See, you got the numbers down packed too. You know them numbers.
Instagram, No Crime After Dark _podcast. Facebook, No Crime After Dark. We have a group. Really want you guys to get in there, ask questions, start discussions. We just gonna start talking. Maybe me, and eventually she'll chime in. She's just here so she don't get fined. That's really why she's here.
That sounds like good. You know, John Lynch too. That's my
I know you do. That's why I said she's just here so she don't get fined. But get these discussions going. TikTok, No Crime After Dark. Twitter, No Crime After Dark. I gotta get.
No, it's not No Crime. It's X, right?
Oh, it's X Crime. I'm sorry because Twitter is stupid and I can only have 15 characters.
Yeah,
so X Crime After Dark. On Twitter, I have to get better about Twitter. I just hate Twitter, the format, the layout. I just hate it. But we will be back next week and every week, every Thursday. Check us out. Again, last week's episode was not posted due to some weak bladders. So again, in the comments, if y'all want me to go ahead and post it with her running to the bathroom like Speedy Gonzalez and
Andy gets no say. Andy, you get no say.
Andy has no say. Nah, bro, you can't say nothing because I already told you about it. But
yeah.
I mean, it was kind of funny, but it was just random. It just caught me off guard.
I had to go.
I mean, when you gotta go, you gotta go.
Okay, I was rocking.
No, you were. I missed that for like 5 minutes.
I was like 4 or 5 Trulies in. Okay, yeah, you know your girl don't drink like that, so.
And Trulies go right through your ass too. No, but anyway, hope y'all enjoy.
It's pinky. Gotta go pinky.
Hope y'all enjoyed this episode. Check y'all out next week.
Bye.